Hey there, YouTube. Here's the schedule for my book review channel for March 2025. There's going to be a lot of holes in this schedule because there's a new Babysitters Club graphic novel, so I'm going to post a review for that somewhere around here. New Goosebumps book, too, so I think that one's going somewhere around here. And I've only read 3 pages of the next Mom's Own mystery, which is also going to go around here, but long story short, I decided I'm close to finishing Nancy Drew Files and Spy X Family, so I'm just gonna do that this month. Finish Nancy Drew Files, number 119, number 120, all the way to 124, because that's the last book of the series. And similarly with Spy X Family, I've got book number 11, 12, and then 13, I believe that came out in January. It came out really recently. And then this is a novelization. It's not based on any of the comics, but it's another Spy X Family book. There's a couple of other Spy X Family books which are just tie-ins to the TV show. It's basically a giant ad for the TV show, and I was not super interested in it. But if people really want, I will do those reviews. So let's see. Against the Rules, is that the military one? Yeah, that's the one where Nancy cheats on Ned with this hot military guy, and the culprit is an idiot who uses their own personalized stationery to send threatening messages, and not just once, like 3 times in a row, and that's how Nancy catches the culprit. It was dumb. Nancy Drew Files 120. Nancy cheats on Ned with a hot Hollywood screenwriter guy, and I was really kind of disappointed because it's a movie. They're filming a movie, and there are like these random accidents that happen on the set. It seems like somebody's trying to kill Nancy. Like someone gets shot, there's a car crash, and the end of the book, the culprit's like, nope, just a coincidence. I didn't actually do any of that stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's really disappointing that half the book was a random coincidence. Natural Enemies. Okay, so that's one where the dolphin is kidnapped, and that's the main storyline, but that doesn't appear until over the halfway point of the book. So the first half of the book, I felt, was kind of a waste. Similarly, in book 122, the first third to half of the book, I don't know, 30 to 40 pages, is just this standalone mystery about finding the name of this amnesiac, and then it morphs into the main mystery. But I thought it was much better done here. However, we still get the problem that because we spent so much time on this amnesia stuff, and Nancy spends 20 pages in Alcatraz, so that's like 60 pages. It kind of cuts down on the amount of time Nancy gets in the main mystery. Specifically, there's like 2 of the suspects she only meets once before the ending, as a result of just not having enough space, because we spent too much time on the opening mystery and not the main mystery. Also, the back cover totally spoils the name of the amnesiac, and in this one, the back cover is all about the main mystery, which doesn't appear until over the halfway point. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. 123 was actually pretty good. Nancy and Ned go to this cafe, not a cafe, an inn. They're doing a murder mystery. A bunch of actors are performing a murder mystery, and, you know, the audience is challenged to figure it out. And that's kind of fun. So, there is a real mystery. Somebody's poisoned, but nobody really believes the real mystery except Nancy. The book definitely focuses on the fake murder mystery more than the real murder mystery. I still thought it was good, but that's what all the complaints are. The complaints are, flip the 2 mysteries. Focus on the real life poisoning, not the fake murder mystery. But I thought it was a fun way to say goodbye to Ned and Nancy. I wish that was the last book of the series, because the last book of the series, Crime at the Chat Cafe, is kind of terrible. Oh my gosh. So, Nancy's knocked out. This is like chapter 2. The culprit knocks her out and puts her in the crawl space, which is in this alleyway. Yeah, there's a crawl space that goes underneath the Chat Cafe, and Nancy's friends refuse to believe her. She's like, hey, there's this crawl space that goes underneath the cafe, and they're like, no, Nancy, you're just lying to make yourself look good. And it's dumb. And so the culprit has been living in the crawl space the entire time, and at the very end, Nancy's like, oh, let me go call the police. And she forgot, wait a minute, the culprit's living in the crawl space right underneath this room. So the culprit jumps out and attacks her, and Also, Bess sees the culprit. She's like, oh no, the culprit's coming. I'd better close my eyes because I'm scared. And that way she doesn't know who the culprit is and she can't identify the culprit, even though she literally saw the culprit. It was dumb. Yeah, not a good book. A final complaint about the book, which is at the very start of my review. There's an ad for a series called The At Cafe, and this is Crime at the Chat Cafe. It feels like this book was just an advertisement for a different book series. Yeah. And then Miles Edgeworth. So I reviewed all 4 Miles Edgeworth manga things. So this is a compilation video. I did give a little bit of an introduction, and then it's all 4 of my Miles Edgeworth reviews, all in one long half-hour video. And then moving on to the Phoenix Wright manga, volume number 1. Yeah. Here are all the various books I read last month, February. A bunch of Nate the Great books, a bunch of American Girl Felicity stuff, so short stories mainly, a bunch of Frozen books, more Nate the Great, Felicity's Cookbook, more Nate the Great, the last 2 Tales of the 6th Grade Muppet books, and I thought they were merely okay, but my kid loves this series so much, I have to give, like, these books an extra point. Yeah, because I read the entire thing in one sitting, but if you do read it, like, chapter by chapter, like, over the course of the week, it is a little funnier. The jokes, pay more attention to the jokes, it's funnier. My kid loves it. So, Felicity Mystery, there are 3 mysteries starring American Girl Felicity. So I read the first 2. More Frozen books. This is a weird one. So all of the pictures in this book were reused in this book. They just took pre-existing pictures and wrote a totally different story for it. Weird. Felicity gets a new sister, the second Felicity Mystery. Paw Enforcement number 10. So I thought the series was over and done for, but we got a 10th book in the series where our main character gets married, and I thought it was kind of cool. Felicity discovers a secret. She discovers a secret about her neighbor. I'll spoil it. Okay, her neighbor needs glasses. That's the secret. Okay, and then a bunch of Little Miss books. Basically, pretty much all of the Little Miss books I have not read. However, I discovered there's a bunch of Little Miss books which were not numbered, so all these are numbered, but there are a bunch of Little Miss books which do exist, but they don't have numbers. So I need to review those too. And then there's like 7 Little Miss books which were only released in France as well. So I want to get to those. There's also a bunch of like Little Miss Spice Girls. So there's one for every member of the Spice Girls. Don't think I need to read those ones though. And then I read the Nancy Drew files that are being posted this month. More Nate the Great, and Nancy Drew files, and that's it. Well, not quite it. I worked on 2 St. Therese Miracle books. This is a collection of over 150 letters written in the 1910s. People basically sent these letters to Lisieux saying, hey, this is a miracle that was performed through the intercession of St. Therese. So Volume 1 is Cures. Volume 2 has Miraculous Conversions, Miracles Performed at Missions, and then Miscellaneous. I worked on the proofreading and the formatting, and it really did take forever to format this book. Both of those books came out last month. There is going to be a 3rd volume, which is Miracles During World War I. I have no idea when I'm going to finish with that, because I'm like at least 300 pages away from being done with that. So that's all the book-related stuff for me. Have a great March, everybody.